tuned into the game,
where evolution is revolution.
What's up, boy?
My brother, what's going on?
Man, ain't nothing, man. Out here trying to make $1, man, and stay current on my child support, man. That's all.
Well, you know that's commendable, brother.
Hey, man, that's all I could do, man. You know, I'm trying to dare to be different. Dare to be great. You know what I mean? Keep my ass out of jail.
Fair.
You know, all of the things. And that's the thing. People don't realize, Brother Jay, like, niggas go to jail for like not paying child support, bruh. Like that's a real thing. Like that ain't like what do you call it? Yeah, that's not hyperbole. That's like legit.
Yeah, that's
people go to jail, man, for like not paying the child support or like avoiding paying child support. Like people get locked up in the Bing, man.
Hey, my father can attest to that.
Damn.
Yeah.
Now my father, when he finally started paying child support, he paid it. But then he was happy. He was happy when I turned 18.
Yeah.
And he was Jehovah's Witness too. So it was like he had double excuse. He was like, well, I'm paying child support. You don't need this, you don't need this. And then he's like, well, you know, I don't celebrate birthdays.
It was smart. It was smart.
And it was actually genius, man. It was actually genius, bro. It was actually genius, man. But I think, you know, my son now, he's 13, man. So it's a little too late for me to say, yo, man, I don't really believe in Christmas.
Yeah, it's a little too late for that. But we can celebrate Kwanzaa though, right?
Man, hey, my son's so cunning. He'll try to create a gift like, well, you know, you're supposed to get a gift every day of Kwanzaa to celebrate blah 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 blah. I'm like, nah, see,
Fair.
that wouldn't even work for me. It wouldn't even work. My son's a little too sophisticated, man. He's a hustler. He really is, man. He's a hustler, and I'm trying to. What I'm running into now, man, I'm trying to get him to use his powers for good instead of evil.
You got to learn though, bro. That's something that he has to grow into. He's
He
only
playing
13.
me and his mama against each other and shit, and he already kind of knew the situation was a little delicate, right? But the cool thing now is like at least she and I, we talking and we're kind of respectful of one another, and it's developing to like a decent co-parenting relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, really, it was a prayer answered, right? You know, we can actually have a conversation without all the heavy artillery coming out. So I'm just happy about that, man. So you know, but I think he's a smart kid, man. I think he knew that. He knew that and kind of saw it and took notes. And then at the most inopportune time for us and opportune time for him, this dude will pull it out. You know, his mom be on his head for like not doing stuff around the crib at their crib, and he'll call me, was like, yeah, you know, mom tripping. And I can hear it in his voice, like, yo, it's gonna be an ask. It's gonna be an ask, or you gaming me, man, because like, yo, you too nice.
Mm-hmm.
You way too nice, man. You way too nice. He be like, yeah, you know, mom tripping, you know, she on my head, blah, 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 blah. I say, what did you do? That's my first question. What did you do? Well, she getting on me about this and getting on me about that. And I said, all right, well, what did you do? He said, well, you know, man, I couldn't play my music in the bathroom. I said, well, you do know, she's told me that you have a difficult time or a challenging time keeping the bathroom up to her expectations. He said, well, you know, I don't know, Dad. It might just be easier to come live with you because you know, you're not as OC. You keep a clean house, but you're not as OCD as mom. I say, well, you do understand there's rules at my house too. And honestly, I'm probably more of a hard ass than your mother because, like, I don't allow you to have the grace and flexibility to have a discussion with me. The expectation is the expectation. The bar is the bar. And like, these are the conversations I gotta have with a 13-year-old, man. It's like, yo, you can't hustle a hustler, but at the same time, like, don't call me because I've gotten in trouble before. Like I said, me and my ex-wife, we are on respectable, collegial, and polite terms right now. And
Okay.
I like it that way.
Let's keep it there.
let's keep it there. Let me keep up on my child support so I won't go to jail, man. And that's it. That's it. That's what I care about, right, bruh? He's tried it. He's tried it on several occasions to like legit uh say, well, well, trying to find a nugget in the conversation to take back to his mom to say, well, dad said this. Because in the past, like he would do it, but I didn't see it coming. Cause it's like, oh, you're 10, you're 11, we talking video games or the movies or something like that. I'm like, well, yeah, what's the big deal? Man, been playing me the whole time, brother Jake. Been playing me the whole damn time, man.
So
Dad said this.
Hustle a hustler.
Well, no. Well, he didn't really hustle me because he didn't necessarily get the things that he wanted. Because like next thing I know, my phone is ringing and my ex-wife is on the phone, like going ape shit, and I'm just like, well, what did I do? and dude has like legit framed the conversation like, oh, well, dad said this. Like, nah, dad was a listening ear. You came to dad for perspective. If anything, I told you some stories, man, talk some trash. And I'm like, yo, you probably need to do what you need to do because you got more control of keeping your mother off your ass than you think you do.
Yeah.
Right? The expectation is the expectation. The bar is the bar. My son likes to try to circumvent the system or the process, man.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because like we talking about a teenager, but I guess it starts in your teenage years. But what's crazy to me, you got adults like that now. Want to circumvent the process, man. Like the expectation is the expectation. And then it's like, well, maybe we could lower the bar a little bit, or maybe I don't have to be accountable for everything. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I can talk my way around it.
Accountability, bro. That's a trigger for me because a lot of my clients, most, and then there's individuals that I know personally who will avoid accountability to the utmost.
Yeah.
And it's kind of sickening because why? Like, my question, well, what role did you play? What did you do? Similar to what you asked your son. What'd you do? What? Well, I'm telling you what happened. Yeah.
Nah, you telling me what happened, but you didn't tell me the 10 times that your mother said, yo, clean the fucking bathrooms and make sure it meets my standard. And the times that she had to repeat herself. And the thing is, it's like, yo, man, like me and your mother actually all right now. So like she told me you ain't doing what you're supposed to do. She actually called me and said, yo, you need to come get him or I'm gonna be on his head for real. And my ex-wife from the hood, man. So like when she called me, she's at her boiling point. He don't know that though. And so me, hey man, it's like shit, man. I had to go through it. So she yo, bro, I look at that shit. Man, I look at that shit like boot camp, basic training, pledging. Hey, like shit, I had to do it. Hey man, good luck.
You won't die. You won't die. Be strong and fear no danger.
Hey, you got to live with her, man, because you a child. I had choices.
Oh shit. But no, bro, like
adults, real shit though, bro.
Adults avoid accountability. I don't know what it is. And I told someone the other day, I said, it's okay for you to think about what role you played without thinking that everything was your fault. But everyone that you listed had a role and a part in this outcome. Your part was either your action or your inaction. One of the two helped you get to the problem that you're in now. And so take a step back and say, all right, cool, what role did I play in this and what could I have done differently? I'm not saying that everything is your fault. What I am saying is you had a part to play. And if it was 7 of you all, then it's the problem or the fault is evenly distributed amongst the 7. I don't care who did the most. Everybody had a role to play. And
Real
here
rap.
we are. Figure out how to get out of the situation and figure out how to avoid getting in this situation in the future. But you have to be accountable for what you've done. Even, as a people manager in my former roles, I said that to my team. When we talk about performance review, I don't care what the team did. I'm asking, what did you do? I don't care what the team achieved. What role did you play? And so individuals have a hard time, even if it's something good, have a hard time delineating what actions I took that led me to this conversation. And what could you have done differently? You asked a question. I answered the question that you asked. You're mad because I didn't answer the question that you had in your head that you failed to ask me. Whose fault is that? Take accountability. I probably should have just asked the question that I wanted to answer to.
And it had, but the crazy part, Brother Jay, it plays out, in different kinds of relationships. You know what I'm saying? Parenting, child parent, it plays out that way. Dealing with crazy people at work. You know what I mean?
Facts.
It's like, yo, well, if that's what you wanted, then you should have stated that. People kind of roll through it with a lot of assumptions. Or it's like, oh, I thought this in my head, and this is how I would want it to be done or should be done. But yeah, you never articulated it. You never set the expectation. And now the thing that I have with my son is more so like, yo, B, you know what the expectation is with me. And the debate that he and his mother, his mother and we have is like, she trying to raise him a little better than how we were raised, man. I respect her for it, because like our households were kind of ruled with the iron fist to a degree. And so she's trying to give him the flexibility to kind of express himself and make responsible choices with things that he has to have ownership over. Yeah. Right? I get it. But then it kind of plays out because he thinks everything is a negotiating conversation. He thinks everything he has a true say so. I'll give you an example. You're going to high school next year. And now, like the whole college prep thing, like I do this for real. I've been in the game for two and a half decades, right? And so, I gave his mother a sample schedule of what he needs to register for freshman year based on the conversation that we've had. He says and picks his own schedule, and Brother Jay, it's nothing but electives. It's nothing but electives on the joint. He, like this mofo legit thought it was cool to have 7 classes, all electives. And then his mother kind of look at the schedule that he kind of plugged into the computer system, their portal or whatever. And she says, yeah, this isn't what your dad gave me. And I don't think this is right. And he's going through like each class, like justifying why he needs to take the class. And so she calls me and we're talking. And I'm like, well, I might have had a couple of classes off, but for the most part, these are the classes. This is why you need to take the class X, Y, and Z. And one of the classes that he needed to take was to prepare him for, remember the CompTIA A+ certification? That whole series for if you want to do cyber or if you want to do IT or what have you. Yep. So one of the classes he can take as a freshman.
Fundamentals
of IT that will prepare him for the CompTIA A+ exam. So he's talking about working and all that stuff. I'm like, yo, man, well, if you get that at bare minimum, you could probably get a summer job once you complete it and you show like, yo, I'm 14, 15, I got a certification in IT. You could probably get a job at some small business or whatever. And so the dude gonna tell his mom, well, yeah, I know me and dad talked about it, but maybe I just like computers as a hobby. I want to do photojournalism. It's all right, cool. Makes sense. I said, well, why do you want to do photojournalism? You know, it won't, it won't be as difficult. And I said, well, you do understand, like, a lot of the vocational electives that you have access to, you might not have quizzes or tests, but you're gonna have projects and like real work to put in. Like it's not a substitute for you getting out of work.
Right.
And the dude legit was trying to have. He was Johnny Cochran with his mama, man. And but she and I had kind of game plan already. I said, yo, if he come back with you with that Johnny Cochran bullshit, say, yo, call your dad. So he calls me. We talking, and I said, so why do you want to take all electives? And he was giving me like bullshit answers. And I said, what did you say you wanted to do a couple of weeks ago? Well, it would be cool to take some classes and, earn money. And I don't necessarily want to work in a fast food joint, or I don't necessarily want to work in retail or whatever. I'm like, all right, cool. But this is a way and a mechanism to do it. So what changed? It's work. Because I signed him up for honors classes.
Mm.
I signed him up for the electives he need to take that are college prep electives.
Mm-hmm.
Signed him up for the damn fundamentals of IT class so he could sit for the damn certification exam. And I guess the dude really thought like, oh, I can hustle my way out of work and stand on air quote business.
Wow.
And justify bullshit. And then it was like, all right, this is where the James Evans of me had to come out, brother Jay. Because I said, yo, you think you know everything, but in this case right here, I know what's best. I know way more than you. I've done it 10 lifetimes over. You're going to do what I say. This is the expectation. This is the bar. The bar will not be lowered, and you're going to meet expectation. And you're going to shut the hell up about it.
Yeah. Shut the hell up. What was his response?
Quiet. I said, do you have any questions? No. Do you have a problem? No, Dad. Okay. Register for the damn classes and listen. And yo, it was like it was probably the one time or first time where it's like, yo, I really just had to chump him without putting my hands on him. You know what I'm saying? Like like I just had to chump him. Like, yo, man, we ain't raising paper champions up in here, man. Like, yo, in life you got to do the work.
Fair.
In life, you like if you're gonna stand on air quote business, then damn it, stand on rocks versus sand. Stand on concrete versus mud. Stand on something that's gonna be a true foundation, man.
Mm.
But I just feel like the conversation that I was having with my 13-year-old child, man, is the conversation I be having with adults all the time, bro. All the time.
The sad part is, and we've said this on multiple shows, a lot of times people are repeating what they heard on social media, on the playground, on the metro, at the Wizards game, at the restaurant, right? Like, not knowing the full content or the context. They just keep repeating stuff. Or, right, like, oh, I'm standing on business. And then when you ask them, well, what does that mean? Or one of my favorite questions to ask is, well, what does that look like? And then I get quiet. Because a lot of them can't explain it, can't describe it. They just repeat it. So I'm like, tell me what it looks like so I can see what you're seeing. And they can't. And I told someone, I used to work with someone, and their tagline was, we were the first. You could put two and two together to know what I'm referring to. But we were the first.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, you can't be great for the sake of being great. Like, you got to be great because of. Like, okay, you were first. by the year. What were you the first to do, though? Right, like to call a meeting. There were several meetings called to organize this. There were several of those things organized. Like, what, you can't just use the tagline that we were the first and think that that's going to be like enough. And, right? Where is the and? Why is this relevant to me? Why is this relevant to anyone that comes behind you? Like, what's the point of you saying this and why? Like, what does this look like? I'm standing on business. What does that look like in this situation? And then when I call you out because you've now identified what it means or what it looks like to stand on business in your circumstance, you not standing on business. So now I'm calling you out based upon what you just shared with me, and now you got an attitude with me because you ain't doing what you quote unquote said standing on business looks like in this circumstance.
And it don't necessarily make you great, Brother Jay.
No, I know.
It don't necessarily make you great. To be the first don't make you the greatest. For example, let's take it to sports, right? Boxing. Jack Johnson was the first black heavyweight champion of the world. Granted, bad mofo, went through a lot, and was charged with charges from a unjust justice system.
Mm-hmm.
Man, he was the first black heavyweight champion. Don't mean he was the greatest heavyweight champion. You could be the first, but you ain't Muhammad Ali, that also stood on business and went through challenges and also whipped everybody and whipped other great people to be great. Like, that's standing on business to me, man. Like, standing on business to me kind of means like, yo, you're gonna overcome adversity. You're gonna be resilient. You're gonna have morals and ethics about you, like principle about whatever the industry or activity or genre that you're kind of involved in, right? But the crazy part is, it's almost like I feel like people today would much rather be like a contender. And you know how like in boxing you got like the top 10 contenders, and number 1 or 2 they usually get a shot at the champion.
Yeah.
So you're a contender, and instead of fighting the champ to be the man, you got to beat the man. Or in today's society, to be the person, you got to beat the person, right? Instead of beating the person and taking the title in the ring, you would rather for the champion to maybe get an injury, maybe run into some legal issues where they can't defend the title, or in Ali's case, he got stripped of the title.
Mm-hmm.
Because refusal to go into the draft and go to Vietnam, which was standing on business. People seem like they would much rather like receive the title via email, because like the champion couldn't defend the title, and it's like, oh, I'm the champion now. And as a result, you want all of the perks and the benefits, and most importantly, the clout. You want the clout, and you want the notoriety of being a champion.
Mm-hmm.
But you have not done what you needed to do to be a champion. It was one of the things I was trying to get through my son's head. It's like, yo, you can bullshit through high school. That ain't gonna make you great. You can bullshit through your chores. That ain't gonna make you great.
Facts.
You can bullshit your parents. That ain't gonna make you great, because the only person that's gonna suffer is you. Because when the rubber gotta meet the road, you standing on being a paper champion, juxtaposed to like, yo, getting your ass in the gym, doing road work, sparring, eating right, cutting out the bullshit.
Yeah.
focusing on becoming a champion. And it's funny, man. Like it's cliche, but it's funny now. You're kind of looking back at like 80s wrestling, and that was like Ric Flair's, #1 tagline. To beat a man, you got to beat the man. Everybody want to stake a claim to say, yo, I'm standing on business. But it's kind of like, yo, man, you want to be a paper champion, man. You want to be a champion by name only versus accomplishments. That's crazy to me. But why is it though? Why is it?
I wish I could answer that for you, brother. It's, thanks to Drake, it's become a popular phrase. And then Drewski did a nice little Instagram skit.
Mm-hmm.
But it still has no substance when many of the people who are repeating it ain't standing on.
They ain't shit.
business.
Damn, you ain't standing on business. You just ain't shit. So,
And,
bruh,
and
like politicians is primary examples of this shit, but don't nobody call them out on it, right? Regardless of what side of the aisle you on, man, everybody's quote unquote standing on business, but ain't shit getting done. Like if you notice, at least in federal politics, national politics, don't shit get done, bruh. Don't shit get done.
That's true.
Like legit. We're gonna have a rematch. We're gonna have a rematch of Uncle Joe and most likely 45, man. And 45 essentially won by being a paper champion and people believing in like the paper champion is the real thing. The paper champion is like legit the real thing. And it's like, yo, and it's sad because it's like, yo, if you adopting like that type of mantra and believing in that type of person, then damn, do you really know what a real champion look like?
Right.
Do you know what a real champion's supposed to do? What a real champion really supposed to stand on? And the funniest thing I seen, man, I ain't trying to get political, man, but I seen the dude Tim Scott, man, the senator from South Carolina, man. He endorsed 45 the other day, man. And the dude, I ain't gonna lie, man. I don't throw this word around lightly. You know what I mean? But when you see a black man bojangling and shucking and jiving, bruh, like it was the epitome of that. Like, dude, I ain't never heard you sound like a Southern Baptist preacher ever. And this dude was legit had like a bootleg cadence and reference Fannie Lou Hamer, like, we are sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I'm just like, yo, dude, you doing all of this for this dude? You standing on your business for this dude? And you shucking and jiving for this dude? I was blown, man, because I ain't really think too much of him in the first place, but just to see a man, bro, a man shuck and jive and buffoon around for another man on behalf of another man that you know probably ain't really standing on business.
Ain't shit.
Yeah, right?
You said it. Ain't shit.
But you feel the need to shuck and jive and denigrate yourself just for what?
Because there's some sense of validation with that, right? And I see this a lot with my clients. Like there's small things that will validate someone. And a lot of times it's sad. So because someone asked him to do something and probably talked it up, feels like he's important and that that his role matters, and that if X, Y, and Z does happen, and 45 becomes 47, he's going to feel as if he has a place. He played a part in that. And that he may even be the VP. There's validation there. True. There's validation.
That's some Illuminati shit, though, bro. It's like, damn, you gonna sell your soul for what cost?
It can sound as crazy as all get out. But depending on what you are longing for, All you need is a drop of it, and that'll feed your validation for now. I mean, look at Herman Cain. Well, I'm sorry, poor example. Look at
God bless the dead, man. R.I.P.
I said that too fast. I'm sorry. Look at the Attorney General from Kentucky, the former Attorney General from Kentucky.
Oh, you talking about Tom Dubois? You know, I call him Tom Dubois because he looked like Tom from the Boondocks, man.
What the heck was his name? Regardless of the fact, he wasn't elected
Yeah,
to be in the role he wanted, nor in the role that he had, and so here we are, standing on business. So he says, but wasn't. And then the question is, you say you're standing on business, but who determines what that business is?
yeah, like who reconciles the business, man? Like, is the business part of the Better Business Bureau? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, are you A+ certified with the triple B, man? Like, what type of business you standing on, nigga?
That's the
Like,
question.
real rap.
But who determines it, right? Like, I can determine the business in my life, but as your manager at work, I will validate or confirm or deny whether you are in fact standing on business based on the job description that you are attached to. This performance review will determine whether you are really standing on business or you just taking up space. So, like, once again, validation, accountability. What's happening? And it's a real sad moment when I can hear an individual who will repeat it, has no substance in their response, their reason why. Oh, well, I'm just standing on business. What does that look like? Once again, stop repeating what you've heard.
That shit sound like a politician, some shit a politician is say, don't it though?
Yeah, like Make America Great Again. Sounds
Yeah,
just like it.
That shit sound like some shit a politician is say.
And the actions that we're seeing are the things that we see from politicians as well.
I mean, I guess damn, bro. I like the fact that you said that. I guess you're right, man. Like, do we dare to be frauds versus daring to be great and authentic?
I think I don't think individuals know how to be authentic.
Cause that's a tagline now too, and it makes me utterly sick, honestly. Yeah, I just want to be able to bring my true and authentic self to the situation.
And people are still yet trying to figure out what that looks like.
Yeah.
Once again, my question is, what
man.
does that look like? Well, I just want to be my authentic self. Okay. Well, do you remember who you were before the world told you who you needed to be? Because when you log on to Instagram and you're seeing all these individuals that look a certain way or talk a certain way, all in your algorithm, eventually you'll start to consume that, and you will transform as if you are a chameleon into what the algorithm is showing you. Is
like
that your authentic self?
Like some Matrix program shit for real.
Yeah. And I had to check. I remember I was working in high school. I was teaching a leadership class. And one dude found out that one of the girls that he thought was the baddest in the school liked guys that did certain things or dressed a certain way. And so, he's working overtime over the weekend so he can afford the clothes. And she still didn't want him. Like, he came into class. Even the way he greeted me was different. I was like, come here. Come holler at me real quick before you go up this hallway and embarrass yourself. Let me help you out. It's not the clothes, brother. No. She stated, I heard her saying this in the hallway. I was like, yeah, but save your face. It's not just the clothes. So let's be more intentional. And next period, he comes back. Shoulders is down, head is down. His walk is a little different. He sits in the back of the classroom. He's not responding. On the inside, I'm hollering because I'm just like,
Yeah, because you know, like, nigga, I told you
I
so.
told your ass. I told you not to walk up this hallway. And now, listen, you wanted to be
I
a
told
clown.
you
She
so.
made you a part of the circus. And now,
Hey, man. Hey, Ringling Brothers, baby. Ringling Brothers.
so like he was jumping through the fiery hoop. I said, so at the end of class, I told him to stay back. I said, yo, listen, walk me to my car. So we're having a conversation. I said, yo, bro, take the rest of the clothes that you bought, take them back. Other than the ones you got on. He's like, man, I still got the tag on this shirt. Don't worry about it. You sprayed too much cologne on it.
Hey, bro, he was Nick Cannon in My Love Don't Cost a Thing, man.
Tragic.
Yes.
It's tragic.
Oh, he was chasing what's her name? Christina was it Aguilera?
Milian.
She was bad though. Oh, Christina Milian, yeah. There's a Christina Aguilera too. That's a singer?
Yeah.
I can't
she's
remember.
A singer too.
That's Hips Don't Lie, right?
I don't know.
No, that's Shakira.
Shakira, I do know that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Shakira. Yeah. No, but yeah,
Christina Aguilera was Genie in a Bottle, I think.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Don't ask why I know that.
It's all good. But Christina, but they all in the same era though. You know, that early 2000, like 2000,
2000.
Yeah. Christina Milian was bad though.
Yeah. So
but Nick Cannon pretty much he almost gave away his damn scholarship chasing after a broad, man.
and so when we got to the car and we're having a conversation, I said, bro, listen, I warned you. And one day you're going to recognize when wisdom is talking, shut up and listen. I saw how she was responding to you. It wasn't the clothes, bro. It's not it.
Damn.
I said, so like you're trying to configure yourself to be liked by someone that doesn't really like you.
Instead of really figuring out who you are.
Yeah. And I remember I had a conversation with someone and they was like, yeah, you know, I wasn't really popular in school. I said, tell me more. So they go on to describe it. I said, so it sounds like you were popular. It just sounds like you weren't getting the attention of the people you wanted the attention from. And then
everybody fronting though, bro.
Then they thought about it. They was like, well, I said, so, and it wasn't that guys weren't liking you. It was that the guys that everybody was liking, you wanted them to like you back because everyone said that X, Y, and Z was fine, or that that he's the hottest one in the school. And so because you heard that, you started to subscribe to that and you started to believe that. And so if the hottest person in the school didn't want you, then you didn't feel as if anyone did. And so you're giving attention to someone that you really don't like. You're only liking because everyone around you is telling you that this, like, you hear that they like them and over here they like them. So it's like, oh, well, I guess I got to like them too. You don't even like this person. You just wanted the attention of the one that had the attention of everybody else.
The validation. That'll go back to the validation you were talking about. Yeah.
Right? And so it's like, it's not that you weren't popular. You were popular. You were well known. People knew you. You had friends. You just weren't getting the attention of the people you thought you should be getting the attention from. But going back to my question that I asked the young brother, do you remember who you were before the world told you who you had to be? We're searching, right? Like, how often do we stand on top of a mountain full of diamonds looking for a pot of gold? Like, do you recognize what you have and who you are? Do you know your self-worth? Because I promise you, the mountain of diamonds that you're standing upon is going to be worth more than that little pot of gold that you're looking for.
Man, once again, that's a conversation going back that I had with my son, man. Like, I pray to God my son ain't thirsty, man. I pray to God he ain't thirsty, but I think, man, he got thirsty tendencies, man. It's kind of like, man, it's like, yo, my G.
Yourself.
It's like, yo, my G, you gotta chill, man. You gotta chill. You gotta chill. Like, one is middle school, and two, when you go to high school, you can lose your damn mind. Then when you go to college, you can lose your mind. Like, you can go crazy. But it's like, yo, but you can't be thirsty at every stop, man. Can't be thirsty at every stop, bro.
And the thing is, right, is when you get older, you realize that it wasn't really thirst, right? Because the things you were seeking weren't going to quench your thirst.
Yeah.
They weren't. Because it was like, oh, look at this. Let me get that. All right, cool. So you get it, and then it was like, okay, on to the next one. And it's like you never really satisfy that hunger, or you never really quench that thirst, because you're always, similar to a junkie, you're always looking for your next high.
Or you looking for that first high. That's the heroin. You know what they call it. And if you're addicted to heroin, man, you chasing that dragon.
Yeah.
Cause like the first high, that's pretty much what gets you addicted. You trying to get that same feeling every time.
Every single time.
So the person that gave you the attention or said, "Oh, that's a nice sweater. I like your shoes or whatever." It's like, "Oh, that make me feel good." So everybody gotta say it.
Validation.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And I remember where we used to work, I walked one young lady out to her car and I said, when you recognize who you are and what you have, you seeking applause from everybody else that can't see it is pointless. To the point where you should get to the point where you recognize who the hell you are. And if nobody claps for you, the fact that you applauded yourself in the morning and you applaud yourself at night is enough. If don't nobody applaud for you after you do whatever, and it was a challenging task, clap for yourself. Right? But we seek applause from other people, and something that I say all the time, when you when you live for the applause of others, you will die by their silence. Every single time. When we seek validation from other people, when we don't get it, we die. And so now we leaving a job because we didn't get validated. We leaving a friend group because they not validating me. You leave a relationship. He didn't tell me I had nice shoes today. She ain't like my haircut. Because you're still not aware of who you are and you don't recognize your worth. But on social media, you standing on business.
Standing on business.
And if she don't treat me like she need to, or she don't do X, Y, and Z, then I'm out.
What T.I. tell his son, man? He say, you embarrassing your family. And when he replace, say, I'm standing on business. He say, fuck the family, I'm standing on business.
And then the question then comes at what cost?
Yeah, at what cost, man?
At what cost?
At what cost? Because it's kind of like, and the ill thing about that situation, it's been so much business, shawty, you could stand on, because everybody seen you grow up on reality shows, man. We seen your lifestyle. We know you ain't about that life, man. Your dad might have been about that life. Your mama might have been about that life, but you ain't about that life, bruh. You legit grew up in a mansion in a good neighbor, a gated community. You got to ride around in Bentleys and Rolls Royces. And at the time that the reality show was out, your daddy was hot. Pause. He was like legit, like top of the charts. For real. So like, yo, B, you ain't even get your business off the strength of your name. Well, your first name. You got your business off of your last name. That came from your daddy, because your daddy had the business, and you leveraged his name, because the name that you got is his name. Paper champion. Instead of being a champion and making a name for yourself, you want to say, I'm standing on business, but you kind of embarrassing the legacy that your father put up for you, man. That's sucker shit. That's my opinion. I guess I'm the old nigga on the lawn now, man. Like, yo, get off my lawn, man, because you standing on business.
Standing on business.
But you blocking my trash cans, man. The garbage man coming today. Move your punk ass out the way. And the crazy part, when women say they standing on business, man, like, that's scary to me too, man. Because it's like, all right, well, what business you standing on, yo? Because it's like, I just don't get it, man.
Somebody told them what they were supposed to do, and that's what they're calling business. Oh, well, if he don't treat you right, you got to do X, Y, and Z.
But that's crazy,
I had a client tell me she was standing on business, and I said, okay, cool. Well, before we go down that route, somebody disrespected her and blah, 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 blah. I said, well, what did you do to be disrespected? Or tell me why you deserve X, Y, and Z. And going back to being first, like, and you can't just say I deserve it just because I deserve it. Just because I'm in relation with someone. Like,
Man, that
for
is
the sake
bullshit.
of, because we're in relationship with one another, like, you're supposed to do X, Y, and Z just because we are in relationship. I said that doesn't make sense to me.
Nah.
Because what you're saying is by your logic, you can be disrespectful. You can talk to me any type of way, do anything that you want to do, regardless of what I think or my feelings, and I'm still supposed to treat you as if none of that happened.
Because you standing on business. And the wild thing about that, and, you know, this might be my own trauma I'm working through, Brother Jay. It might be my own trauma. But everything that women say that men do, they do that shit way better than us, bruh. Way better. It ain't no discussion. If a man cheat, oh, they cheat way better than us, man.
So I won't. This is what I would say.
They cheat. Hold on, let me finish.
Go ahead.
They cheat better than us. They lie better than us. And I ain't saying like there's more of them that do it than men, but what I'm saying is with the shit they target us with and charge us with, yo, they way better at it than we are. And that's just a fact.
I think it depends on who you know. Because I know some individuals who are horrible. Now I know some ones that, you know, wrote the book on it. And I think I would say that on the granular level that people gonna people.
People gonna people, man. But I'm just tired of people saying, I'm tired of people. We're gonna say people. I'm just tired of people saying like men do all the crazy wild shit. Like men got the egos, men don't know how to apologize, men are emotionally unavailable, blah 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 blah. All the cliche shit. Cause I'm just saying, I just think it's an equal amount of women out there that's doing the same shit.
Oh, I agree.
But they doing that shit. They doing that shit a little more with a little bit more sophistication than we are.
Sometimes they're not. It just looks different. Sometimes it looks different, right? I'm cheating. You're also cheating. You're just not getting caught.
That's fair,
right?
But doesn't that mean that they doing it better? Though?
No, I mean, because at the end of the day, cheating is cheating.
Cheating is cheating, but I mean,
I just ain't get
thing
caught.
is, all right, well, we a little more sloppier and messier.
That could be true too, or right, it could be like, oh well, you know, some people are doing it with intention, and some people are doing it like, oh, someone said this in the conference, and I chuckled. They was like, well, some people are cheating with malicious intent. And some are cheating intentionally with what did they say? Some people are cheating with malicious intent, and then sometimes the intent is just malicious. I said, what? I said,
see that's that standing on business.
What does
shit,
that mean?
I'm confused now.
I said, you said the same thing. She's like, well, no, like
I'm confused.
Sometimes things happen accidentally, and it's like that can be seen as malicious, and then sometimes people are intentionally doing it, but with the malicious intent. I said, okay. So accidental cheating and intentional cheating they're different things. And some of the room was like, yeah, and then everyone else was looking like, at the end of the day, it's still cheating. Someone got caught. Someone was intentional about not getting caught. Like you were cheating. That's it, right? Whether you did it in France, whether you did it in Ghana, it's cheating.
If you did it in your favorite outfit,
or you did it in pajamas, it's still cheating. At the end, at the crux of it, it's still cheating. No matter how you say it, the degree of intention, blah blah blah, the casualties of war, it doesn't matter. It's still cheating.
Yeah, man.
Being emotionally unavailable. I had a friend tell her former fiance that he was emotionally unavailable. He said the issue is this was cold, and they did it at dinner in front of people. I felt like I was on.
That
Why
was
did I
standing
get
up.
married at the
That
dinner
was
table?
oh Lord, that was standing on business.
And so, and you know, she would.
Did somebody have to drive up a mountain in a snowstorm to
Luckily,
say it?
luckily we was on the beach, right? And so, and she would always talk to him sideways. And so he was like, "That's interesting that you say I'm emotionally unavailable." He said because when I think of the two people involved in our relationship, and I said, "Oh shit."
Oh shit.
He was like, "One of us is in therapy. One
Woo.
of us knows how to use their words and knows how to effectively communicate their feelings and emotions. Are you saying I'm not emotionally available because I don't allow you to disrespect me or my boundaries or put up with your emotional abuse?"
That's standing on business. Yo, brother Jay, I ain't gonna hold you. That's standing on business right there.
And everyone then looked at her like, "Well, what you gonna say now?"
What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
He said, "Because I'm pretty sure,
What's the comeback? What's the
the
comeback?
work that my therapist and I have done over the past year or two, like I'm able to be present emotionally, to communicate emotions, and to see things through the lens of emotional intelligence. So are you saying that I'm just not available to put up with your bullshit because now I have boundaries and I'm not allowing you to do and say whatever, whenever you want?" I agree with you then. I'm not available for that.
Mm.
And
Man,
the
that's cold
coldest
right
thing,
there. That ain't gonna lie. That
he
sound like a
picked
Tyler
up
Perry movie.
he picked up his glass, he took a sip, put it down, he picked up his utensils, and he continued to eat dinner. Emotionally unbothered. And everyone else is sitting at the table like,
Yeah, for real rap though. What she do? What she do?
she
What
sat
she
there
do?
and had to gather her face because he broke it.
Damn.
Like, and then the sick part was he didn't even like look her way anymore. Like she was non-existent. And so now everybody else is sitting at the table like, well, shit, this is awkward.
So I mean, like who? Like this the petty shit in me, brother Jay. Like who changed the subject, or what was the next subject that y'all transitioned to?
So I took a sip and then I continued my conversation with the person I was talking to because it was one of those things where it was like, this ain't got shit to do with me. I'm not
Real
putting my
shit.
mouth on that.
You was standing
I'm
on
standing
business.
on my own business, right? So the conversations around the table just slowly started to continue. He continued talking to who he was talking to. It was weird for about an hour. And then towards the end of dinner, she left the table early. Brother didn't even look her way. Like at that point, I think he was like, "Oh, we done. We done.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You tried me in front of all these people. Let me meet you.
Yeah.
Let me help you stand on business." And then everybody went their separate ways. We go back. You go back to your own room and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then there's a separate group chat. Like what?
And then what everybody
hell?
talking about it, girl. I know breakfast was awkward.
No, we went out after that. Like we all went out afterwards, and it was like, out in the group chat, I was like, "All right, get it out now." So it's going to be awkward if both of them show up. He was like, "Yo, I paid for this trip. I'm coming to enjoy myself."
Hey man, standing on business.
We get down to the lobby. Brother is sitting there dressed, waiting on his phone. He's like, "All right, man, y'all ready? The Uber will be here in 10 minutes." You know me. Let's get it, bro. Like, I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Hey, yo, man, I think you was just happy that you ain't had to resolve the awkward shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, let's keep this party going.
In the group chat, they was like, "Ronald, we was thinking you was gonna jump in and be the therapist and help." I was like, some things ain't for me. They ain't my client. I will listen. Unless I'm a firefighter and I swore to protect and serve and at the will and pleasure of the citizens. No, you're not my client. Y'all gonna have to figure that out.
Ain't my clown, ain't my circus.
That's it. Like that little girl said. They was like, "Damn, nobody tried to say nothing." I was like, "What were we supposed to say?"
Hey man, it seemed like everything that needed to be said was said in the name of business.
Clear, concise, confident. There was no vagueness. There was no confusion. And basically, when he took a sip of his drink, it was like, here's a period to the sentence. Don't say nothing else to me.
Yeah, man. See, she was trying to be a paper champion in that moment.
In front of all her friends.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? She was trying to be a paper champion and try to hold up the belt, run around the ring, stand on the ropes, like, we did it. Like, nah, man. She didn't have she wasn't ready. Wasn't ready. She didn't have a good training camp.
she wasn't prepared.
Yeah, she wasn't prepped.
So it's departure day, right? We leave in the hotel, and they're actually supposed to be on my flight, right? We flew there together. We're flying back together. So we get there. I see him once again in the lobby, dressed, ready, suitcase. He ready. Hey, y'all ready to go? Uber be here in a couple minutes. I was like, yo, stop calling the Uber. We was going to do. He's like, nah, man, I got it. I didn't say
shit,
nothing.
That nigga was trying to get the fuck out of there.
I didn't say nothing.
Like,
I knew in my head that there was 7 people that we flew with. There was only 6 that was in the lobby.
Yeah.
He got the Uber Black. We off it. And then someone was like, well, where's such and such? He says nothing. He was like, Ronald, I signed up for Clear. I signed up for Clear like you taught me, so I can get through security faster this time. He was like, we'll see what works. I just got my X, Y, and Z. He said, that's why I wanted to go early so I can do the enrollment thing and actually use it to get on this flight. I said, oh, bet. I started talking about the benefits of using Clear and global entry.
Use a therapist and a travel agent at the same damn time. That's standing on business.
That's standing on business, okay? Here's my promo code. Get that. Take something off my membership, all right? So we're driving.
Put in RLJ. RLJ is the promo code for a 20% discount.
So we're on the way to the airport. We're like 5 minutes away. We start to see the airport sign. Somebody was like in the private group chat, so ain't nobody gonna ask where such and such is. No.
Hey, man, ain't my monkey, ain't my show.
Hey,
I'm
listen,
telling you,
I said,
bro.
I am a party of one. I am here. That's all I'm accountable for. We get in, we check in, we get to the gate, don't see her. And they said, so ain't nobody gonna ask. I said, do you have her phone number? Why don't you call her and check on her? It's like, she ain't answering. Well, maybe she don't want to be talked to.
Yeah, or maybe she want to just stay in an extra day.
Or maybe she left unannounced. Listen, I don't know.
That's fair. That's some real shit,
I ain't got nothing to do with her. All I know is,
I hope the brother ain't paid for a ticket. Well, if he did, he like that. I charge it to the game.
unless he canceled it.
Or I charge it to the business.
Unless he canceled it.
I tell you, yo, it ain't standing on business, man. I charged it to the business.
Hey, that's a business. And now that's a business.
That's a business expense.
But no,
that's a write-off. That's a write-off, brother Jay.
What I do know is he had the fellas over at his house the following week. We show up. There was no trace of her in his house. And ain't nobody say shit. Like, ain't nobody say, man, well, what went on? Like, nope. And of course, everyone else is texting like, well, what y'all find out? We was like, what you mean?
I'm out of this joke, man. I'm out of it.
Hey, listen, when he took a sip
ministry
of his glass, that was a period for everybody that was at the table. I ain't got nothing to do with this. Now, if he comes to me and shares what he wants to share, cool. But other than that, pass that glass over there, brother. Let me get a sip of this. Like
hey, yo, man. You know the most impressive part about all of this? What you just said? Yo, man, I ain't know you was a travel agent too, man. You giving motherfuckers advice on Clear.
Hey.
Yo, destination. You like, yo, man, when you ain't got to take the Uber Black, you could do blah, blah, blah. Hey, nah, man. You a multifaceted.
Listen.
You got, hey, brother Jay, I really do think, man, if you was a cat that say, yo, I'm standing on business, it'd be like Jamaican businesses, man. You have like 10, 12 businesses to stand on, man. You know what I'm saying? Shit. That's funny as hell. My man took a sip of the glass and said, and he said, "Are we done? Or are we finished? Are we finished? Or are we done?" But
it was like Frank Lucas. Now you know my fraternity nickname is Frank Lucas, the American Gangster, right?
Yeah,
because I'm just kind of ruthless. And so like
fair.
when Frank Lucas looks at somebody else doing Frank Lucas better than Frank Lucas, I said, "Oh, That motherfucker bad.
Yeah.
He's a
And
bad.
you got to respect it, man. Cause
I got to
that's
give
like,
honor where honor due. Cause
hey, man,
the
game
way
recognized game.
the way he reached for the glass, took a sip of it, put it down, and continued to eat. Now, mind you, we had the meal at the place where we were eating. It was. I think everybody's tab was like $170 a piece, right? And so, like, the food was immaculate.
Yeah.
And he said, "No, what we not finna do is waste this expensive meal that's already paid for." No, that brother kept eating, and then when the conversations kept going, and he act like nothing happened, I say, "Oh, Frank Lucas right there. Now that's the American
different.
gangster."
It's different, man. See, like he was like, "Nah, man, I'm a contender. I ain't trying to be a paper champion, man. I've been in training camp." Because he was prepared. He was prepared.
Yeah, he said, "I can show you better than I can tell you."
He was prepared, man.
And you know what? As I think about it, I ain't heard from her since.
Damn, bro.
That's been a minute, bro. Like,
she might be still on the mountain. Well, you said y'all was at the beach.
We
man.
was
yeah, man. You know, hey, maybe she was Stella, man. She met somebody on the island.
I don't know.
Decided to stay. At least she went on a mountain, stranded on the side of the road
in the snowstorm.
In a snowstorm. Yo, man, I don't know, man. I just don't want my son to be a paper champion, man. I want him to be a real contender and really go to 12 rounds and take the title. You know what I'm saying?
But he's gonna have to grow into that. So at first, he's gonna have to, because everyone around him is gonna be.
It's a lot of bullshit, brother.
Everyone around him is gonna be a paper champion, and so he's gonna want to fit in, and until he realizes that sometimes standing out is better than fitting in. He's gonna have to learn it, bro. We've all been there.
So I ain't gonna lie, man. If that little mofo say I'm standing on business around me, I'm going to jail.
Oh,
my child support gonna be paid up, but I'm going to jail though, because it's got, you know, because then it's weird, because it's like, yo, now I gotta prove a point. Because I'm standing on
business. Well, we gonna see who can stand the best.
Yeah, man. I still got some vigor in this body of mine, man. Yo, I swear, man. But yeah, I just find it fascinating that you have teenagers and like grown people saying and doing the same shit, Brother Jay, in the name of standing on business.
Whatever that means.
Cause I still don't know. Brother Jay, we done talked for an hour. I still don't know what it means. I don't know. Brother Jay, I don't know what it means, man. I still don't know what capping means, but I think I got an idea. I'm thinking it's like a cap gun.
It's like,
but a cap gun is a fake gun. It makes noise, but ain't no bullet. So I'm thinking when the youngest was talking about, yo, you capping, it's like, I thought it was like, oh, well, you faking, you lying, because, you know, a cap gun ain't a real gun.
Fair.
Right?
Fair.
But that's me being like old and logical.
Fair.
Nobody has confirmed that's exactly what it means, man. So like capping and standing on business, Brother Jay, I'm still clueless. I'm standing on cluelessness, if you will. Oh man, yeah, man. All I got to say is, man, teenagers, don't be thirsty, and adults, especially if you like your late 30s, 40s, man, grow up. Just grow up. Your time is done, man. The TikToking is over, man. Like, yo, time has passed you by. On that note, man, you just witnessed another edition of the Game Recognized Game podcast with RLJ and Kev, man. I'm KEV, that's RLJ. And we are the gentlemen advancing the melanin evolution, where evolution is revolution. And just be light, man. Don't stand on business, man, because I don't know what it means, and I don't know what you're standing for, man. And just, you're annoying me right now. That's all I got.
Be like.